I am that I am. The beloved Saint-Germain. I am that I am, Adamus of sovereign domain. And I am that I am, the eternal Yahweh of myself. I am all of these things. I come to you so often as the facet of Adamus, a facet created specifically for Shambra, for those who are becoming awakened, embodied masters. It is just part of my expression. I am the beloved Saint-Germain. Saint-Germain, the facet that has lived many lifetimes on earth, has gone through experiences similar to yours, who has combined all of these experiences together under the name of Saint-Germain. I am the eternal Yahweh of myself, a name that cannot be spoken, not that it is so holy or sacred, but a name that is truly a vibration, a resonance, the heart. Could not be put into human words or even human tones. I am this Yahweh, the words that cannot be spoken, but can be felt. I am all of these things, even as you are. What you're experiencing in our regular gatherings is that facet called Adamus, just part of my I amness. Imagine for a moment that this globe represents the soul. And imagine that the light hits on any given part of it, illuminating just part. That part that's illuminated, that would be like Adamus when I come to speak to you each month, or oftentimes in your dreams, or oftentimes in your dismay. That part is Adamus. If you look a little closer, there is yet another facet, another light shining upon this globe, and it is Saint-Germain. Saint-Germain, the one who you have traveled with for many, many lifetimes. The energy of Saint-Germain initially drawing you to this thing called Shambra, Crimson Circle. Even though it was Tobias who spoke to you for 10 years, it was the energy of Saint-Germain that drew you here. And then in this globe, if you look at its entirety, that is the eternal Yahweh, the I am that cannot be spoken, but that is always present. And this is you also. This is beautiful you. And right now, there is an aspect that is shining, a beam of light illuminating an aspect. The name that you wear on your name badge or have on your lost driver's license. Shining the light on there. But did you know that there is another name that you have? It's the culmination of all of your earthly lifetimes. It's yet another aspect. Now I use the terms aspect and facets different. I say that I am a facet. Adamus is a facet of the eternal Yahweh of my soul. But when I refer to you, I say aspect. I say that this human expression that you're in right now, this human expression that is here to awaken and to integrate all of the past experiences of your lifetimes. That human aspect, I call it an aspect because until it is integrated into the wholeness, into the soul, it is but an aspect. Once integrated, it is a facet. It is complete. So how does one go from being an aspect into recognizing their facets, the expressions of their soul? We talked about it in our last gathering. Compassion, compassionate psychology, love of self. Love of self. You can study, you can work hard, but ultimately it's only the love of self that will bring you into the I amness of yourself. It's not how much you know, how much money you have, how many spiritual rituals you've ever done that will bring you to this wholeness. It is simply the acceptance, the compassion, and the love of self, period. Nothing else needs to be studied. Nothing else needs to be attained. Nothing needs to be bought or bartered for. Simply the love of self. But perhaps also the most difficult thing you'll ever do. The soul is much like this beautiful globe. The soul comes empty, initially empty. It is a vessel. It is a vessel waiting to receive itself, waiting to fulfill all of the potentials like the bubbles that are seen here in this ball. The soul, an empty vessel, simply wanting to know itself. So it creates this thing called aspects that eventually turn into facets, and the aspects, through their experiences, start filling the empty vessel with experience and knowingness, wisdom and love. Within the empty vessel, when it first starts, is filled with potentials, but the potentials have yet to be realized or experienced. So it is like it is empty, and the desire of the soul is to fill itself with its potentials and its experiences, to know the I am of itself. And it cannot do that through spirit. It cannot do that through another being, even though it has tried. It can only do it through the experience of its potentials. And when this vessel is full, when it has felt into its potentials and experienced as many as it chooses to experience, and even felt into the ones that were never experienced in physical reality, it becomes complete, pure, crystalline, fulfilled. That is the I am. And within that state of I am, this vessel, this soul, knows itself beyond knowingness, never doubting, never questioning. It knows all of its facets, all of its angles. And you ask, does it continue to experience? Yes, it does, but not like a human experiences. It continues to experience its love for itself. And that's all it needs, all it wants, all it desires. When the vessel is full, complete, it continues to fall in love with itself every breath, every moment, without condition, without doubt, certainly without shame. It continues to fall in love with itself because that is the grandest thing of all.